Hello, everyone. My name is Lucian. Most of you know me from Twitter as Triangle Investor. In today's edition of CEO and Market Expert Interviews, I'm glad to host Rick Mazur, Forum Energy Metals CEO. Rick, welcome back.
Yeah, Lucian, nice to be back.
How are you, Rick, first of all?
Yeah, well, great. We had our AGM yesterday. We had a good, strong voter turnout. 23% voted in favor of what the company's doing. It's a really good voter turnout for a small junior company. And yeah, we had a good board meeting to discuss the way forward.
Excellent. Before we dive into the company developments, please share us your views on the developments on the uranium market, especially about the bill banning uranium imports from Russia. How do you see the uranium market going forward?
Yeah, well, I mean, Lucian, we've all seen the uranium markets on the rise for 2 years now, and we all were predicting a number of these black swan events, and they are indeed happening. So we knew it, that it was coming. It was just a matter of time. And yeah, this recent development with regards to with the Russian ban, of course, is just another reason why we have to really focus on domestic production for uranium.
Yeah, definitely. Rick, your company announced closing of 10.4 million private placement, of which majority was flow-through units. Are you satisfied with the interest for that financing?
Absolutely. Red Cloud did a great job for us as lead underwriter. The $10 million, of that $9 million was all institutional investors. So we've made the transition, I believe, now to a company that has attracted institutional investor interest for good reason.
Mm-hmm. And some of the insiders took a part of that financing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Both management and a number of directors participated in this financing. I think it was a very good deal for the investors, given our value proposition for the future.
Okay. Rick, plain and simple, where is that money going?
Yeah, well, pretty much all of it is going to go to our Thelon project, which is budgeted at $10 million. We have $1.4 million in the treasury right now as well, from the investment made by our strategic investor. We did that flow through financing in June, which gave us some funds to drill this past summer, and so we had some of that flow through left over. So about 10 million of that will be going to the Thelon project, and the remainder will go to our Wollaston project, which is in the Aahabasca Basin.
Okay, what made you to do the financing at this moment? Why not in a month, two, or maybe early spring? Why did you did it now? Why did you?
Well, yeah, we've got to start spending money mobilizing into the property in the Thelon Basin as early as March. So we needed to get the cash in the bank. Right now, I think the timing was very good given the movements in the uranium markets over the last 3 months, and it gives us a level of certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I believe that sentiment is in a good level, and the timing for raising money is good for you. Okay, let's touch on the Thelon Basin. Summer drilling is behind you, although it was a small drilling campaign. It showed very encouraging results with exceptional grades, more of a Aahabasca type numbers. Can you give us, please, some details of the next drilling campaign? How many rigs will be there? How many people? How many meters will you drill? Give us some details, please.
Yeah, so we will have 2 rigs operating next year with a planned program of 10 to 12,000 meters of drilling. We'll be building a camp on site, which is very centrally located in the project area. We have 95,000 hectares of land and a number of targets that we want to test. So a centrally located camp will be built as well to affect that program. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, can you give me some approximate timelines for our audience? When do you think drilling will start? How long the program will will last? And after that, when can we expect essays starting to come?
Yeah.
Sometime.
Yep. Planning is happening right now. Rebecca and our logistics manager just stepped out for a coffee while I take this interview. The planning for the program is happening right now with regards to getting the drill contracts lined up, the helicopter contracts, the expediting contracts, et cetera, et cetera. That's all happening now. We're looking at increasing capacity within the company in terms of personnel. So Rebecca's working away at that. So that's the planning part of this project is from now till the end of February when we start implementing the program.
Mhm.
March, April, we'll start mobilizing equipment and supplies to the campsite, and May we'll build the camp, and the drill should be turning by June the 1st, and we'll drill for 4 months, June, July, August, September.
Mhm. So the first essays, if you finish the drilling in September, when can we expect the first results to come out? Approximately, I know that it doesn't depend on you, on your company, but can you give us approximate timeline of the first results?
Yeah, well, mid-August, I would say. If we start drilling in June, get the first bunch of holes shipped out by the end of the month, May. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah.
6 weeks to process. So maybe perhaps mid to late August.
Okay, fair enough. I had Rebecca Hunter, your VP of Exploration, in my show where she explained in detail some specifics of the projects from her geo side. What I want to hear from you as a CEO, what do you like the best about this project, and what are some longer term plans for this project?
Well, as Rebecca pointed out, we believe this is the geologic equivalent of the Athabasca Basin and has the potential for similar sized and high grade uranium deposits. What could be better than that? That's what's got me excited about the project, and that's why we, as a company, are focused on advancing this project to demonstrate that it is a world-class unconformity style uranium deposit.
Yeah. Your project, I mean, the ground you have and explored over there is adjacent or even better to say surrounds Orano's 133 million pound Kiggavik uranium project. Since you are on the same geological structure, but with far big land holding than Orano, do you believe that that your deposit could be in the same range or even bigger in the future than Orano's?
Both. Certainly, the Tadagak target that was drilled this summer,
Yeah.
we believe could certainly have have the potential size of one or two of Orano's deposits. And I think, as Rebecca has pointed out in her interviews, she feels very strongly that some of these other targets that we have on the property, there's over 20 of them, have the potential to support a really large uranium deposit at the sandstone basement unconformity contact. And I'm with her on that. I think the potential is there for that. And the game plan is to put about 75% of the drill budget into building up a resource on the Tadagak target, which is a basement hosted target. And then 25% of the drill budget will go towards testing some of the other targets that we have on the property that are within sandstone cover. That's the plan.
Sounds good. It's a massive land holding. It's almost, well, it's more than 95,000 hectares over there. Rick, how much of that land is even explored? 2%, 3%? How much?
Well, hey, listen, having lots of land doesn't mean it's not like real estate, like the business you're in.
Yeah, of course.
It's having quality land, and we fortunately Cameco spent a lot of time and dollars exploring there, and we're able to, from that data that we have available to us, we're able to discern which parts of that ground are highly prospective for uranium deposits, and we just staked that, so it's quality land in my view.
Definitely. Rick, what is the plan for your other projects? I mean, especially the Aahabasca exploration uranium project. So what's the plan for 2024?
Yeah, as I mentioned, our 100% owned Wollaston project. Rebecca would like to do some further geophysics on that project. That will probably be our main thrust for 2024 of our 100% owned projects. We have a number of joint ventures, as you know.
Yeah.
Traction Uranium has an option on our Grease River project, and we need to discuss what type of a program they would like to fund for next year. We're going to be making a proposal to them on what we think should be done. Orano owns 51% of our Fur Island project, and that's just on hold right now. There's nothing planned there. Uranium Energy Corp just purchased the 60% interest in our Henday project from Rio Tinto, and they're compiling the data there to suggest perhaps a drill program in 2025. and Northwest Athabasca joint venture. We're actually in discussions with a potential partner on that. So, underlying this tremendous Thelon Basin deposit that we'll be exploring this year, we have a great portfolio of underlying assets that have a lot of value that I don't think is being appreciated by the market in forum.
Definitely agree on that. Not just uranium, you have also some other metals, other commodities. You have recently acquired Rio Tinto's interest in Janice Lake copper project. Can you tell me how this project fits in your portfolio, and what is the status and plans for this one?
Yeah, so Rio Tinto decided to exit, so that's why we negotiated the deal to get 100% interest back in that project. We think it's a tremendous copper exploration project. So that's just been finally put to bed. It's just been finally closed. So when the copper markets come back, we have an optionality on copper, and we believe that copper and uranium are two of the most sought after commodities for the next several years.
Okay, Rick, how do you manage doing business in two jurisdictions, Athabasca and the Thelon Basin? What are the main differences between those two in doing business, of course?
Yeah, well, Saskatchewan's a great jurisdiction to work in. It's ranked very highly every year in the Fraser Institute surveys. It's a great province to work in. The government's behind us. The First Nations generally are very cooperative, and we've got a strong chamber of mines in Saskatchewan. Great jurisdiction to work, and we will continue to invest there for our shareholders. And Nunavut is a territory that we've got all of our permits. We're building up relationships with the local communities to ensure that this tremendous exploration opportunity has a bright future ahead for not only forum shareholders, but for the territory of Nunavut and all of Canada, really. And we are building capacity now within the company to be able to manage the exploration in the two jurisdictions.
Okay.
Two of the best jurisdictions in Canada to explore for uranium.
Okay. Rick, is there an option for your company to do more JVs or even sell some projects to remain focused on the biggest one, the biggest discovery of yours, the Thelon Basin project? What is the plan?
Yeah, so we discussed that at the board meeting yesterday, and our focus will be on the Thelon for sure. The Athabasca Basin projects, we'll be looking for option partners to advance those projects, and we'll do that in an orderly fashion. We think the uranium market is going to be strong for several years, so there's no hurry. There's no big push. All of our projects in the Athabasca have many years of assessment work ahead of them, so that there's no major requirement for us to do work, but we do want to advance those projects in an orderly fashion, I think, to add value to the company.
Okay, we touched on financing at the beginning of our interview. my next question is, for how long do you think that company is financially covered with this raise?
Yeah, certainly for this year. Yeah, certainly for this year, we feel confident that we're financed through till we start getting some drill results.
Okay, and final question, news flow. What can investors expect in the next period? What kind of news flow from which projects, etc.? You said Thelon Basin will come in the summer, but can we expect some news before maybe?
Yeah, well, this past summer, a couple of geophysical surveys were done. We did the passive seismic survey on that, and we're just getting the data in on that. It's very, very interesting.
Okay.
So we'll certainly pass that on to our investors once we have all that data processed and analyzed and interpreted. So there's some gravity surveys that were done on our project a couple of years ago that we can certainly talk about. And Wollaston will be getting some more some airborne work probably in the spring. The Grease River option with traction, there'll be some news flow on that. And then, you know, we're going to start mobilizing on the Thelon project in March. So we're gonna start letting people know. We'll keep them informed of the progress there.
Yeah, please do. That was Rick Mazur, Forum Energy CEO. Rick, thank you very much, and I wish you luck with all your projects. Thank you.
Thanks, Lucian. Always great chatting with you. Thanks.
Thanks.